Sam. Not literally. So today we're actually streaming the Daily Space Weather live, both to Twitch and to YouTube. I be your host, smAsho. And this video is a companion video. It has a companion video. Whether you're watching a large screen of just me, or whether you're watching a screen share with a small version of me down in the lower right corner, that's the point. And it's welcome to the Daily Space Weather, folks. First of all, we're looking at the sun where there is a sunspot, and I think it's actually the leading umbra shrunk, but the trailing umbra grew. So that's an interesting development there. And if you want to see the screen share of this, head to twitch.tv/smAshomash. And if you're watching on a desktop computer, for instance, it's pretty easy for you to be able to see both streams. If you're watching this other than streamed live, you'll be viewing this either on BitChute or YouTube. So thanks for tuning in if you're there. And after looking at 193 angstroms, we do see coronal holes there around the equator, but pretty diffuse. And the main feature is, of course, that sunspot 2759. Next, we're going to look at stereo A. And that plasma there out in the Earth-facing area looks like it's collapsed back onto the photosphere once again. And you can see this region right here. This region right here. No significant ejecta really coming out there. And let's talk about censorship. Yesterday's video has been demonetized, so of course we've appealed that. And since there's nothing controversial at all in the videos pretty much ever, not to mention the fact that they're basically apolitical, except that we don't want the government doing more things because it sucks at them so hard, as centralization is dead. So welcome to the neo-renaissance, folks, whether it's live or whether it's Memorex. Centralization is dead, so enjoy what that brings. Anyway, yesterday's space weather video is under review, thanks to YouTube's nonsensical algorithms. We'll see if a human decides to confirm that it's not suitable for advertisers, as it did on this video a couple of days ago, on March 30th. So, as a result, that video is now private. We'll see if yesterday's daily space weather becomes private or not. Perhaps because it includes, I don't know, information about cures to COVID-19, stuff like that. Oh man, how controversial. Geez, don't be spreading fake news on the internet there, smAsho. We invite you to subscribe to BitChute if you haven't. Thanks to our latest subscriber over there. We're all the way up to 132. But we're getting many times as many views over there as we are on YouTube. We're also on Minds, minds.com, which is the future of social media, unlike Facebook, which is a zombie corporation trying to escape its own liability. Let's get back to space, which, by the way, is not fake. And shout out to Rex, Bear, and Diamond. Well done. Well done. Perhaps you can prove that space is fake with a Martian running down some boulders. That was good stuff. I love the vitrified trees especially. Let's check out HelioViewer and look at the fields here. And we don't see much magnetic complexity besides on that sunspot. Let's zoom in on that location. There's the sunspot, 2759. There are the fields. And there's the 131 angstroms view. We don't always show that. In fact, let's switch it to 304. And there's that view. Next, we made some custom HelioViewer movies of that sunspot, and I believe that is officially a beta class nowadays. And there's the 171 angstroms view. And I must have forgot to turn loop on. There we go. And since we are streaming live to YouTube, if you've got any questions about anything that you'd like to see on the video, and I can see your comments, Carlo Jan says, I'm not seeing anything that you are talking about. And that is because you would have to watch it on twitch.tv/smAsho. So, I'm trying to see the chat here. I don't know why it doesn't pop back up. There we go. Yes, I am on the whole screen. This is the companion video for the daily space weather. This will appear as a premiere on YouTube also eventually in the normal YouTube format. We just put up a stream for Vengeance, and then we put this stream up also. So anyway, getting back to images of the sun. Here's a 48-hour SDO view in 304 angstroms. So right now, Jan, you could watch both of these on a desktop PC if you watch twitch.tv/smAsho, as well as the YouTube. And there are reasons, I won't get into it and dilute this video. But yeah, we see some filamentary activity there up in the northwest. Pretty good stuff. Perhaps we'll make another video later. Also in the southeast. Which by the way, I don't know if you know, that makes a diagonal line across the sun. And diagonal lines, just like trapezoids, are very scary. So don't underestimate the power of the dark side. 10.7 centimeter radial flux is, I think, still at 69, and indeed it is. Here we are at spaceweather.com, if you have never checked that out. It looks like that comet might be breaking up as Atlas. There's some information about Atlas if you want to read all about that. Head to spaceweather.com, the place where I started studying the sun in depth back in about 2002, long after I'd taken college astronomy. Here's where stuff is in the local solar system, the heliosphere. There's where it'll be in a week as we approach the April full moon, known as the pink moon, which will be the brightest full moon of the whole year. Will you celebrate? Will you stay up all night? Will coyotes and red fox keep you up all night as you attempt to sleep? Other scary shapes in the solar system include that scary shape, which if you're viewing on YouTube, you can't see. Right? No. Ne ixnay on uye. All right. Now, we're making the video at 4:13 a.m. And for you YouTube viewers out there, I'm looking at a sky chart on the computer. See, I'm like looking like this, not like this. And you'll have to watch it in the other format because we don't screen share to YouTube because reasons. And we've seen some X-ray flaring here, but nothing as high of an energy level to get into the B class range. And I wouldn't be surprised to see some B+ class flares here as we see some, well, we're going to look at the polarity at the end of the video, so don't tune out. And yeah, we see some anomalies in the real-time solar wind here. I don't know what's going on with it. The Discover data looks very odd. But we see a phi angle of 342. We see a solar wind density of 4.77 and a solar wind speed of 429 kilometers a second. And on ACE, something's going on with ACE because it's showing practically no solar wind at all, like no protons. And it looks like the speed is all over the place there too at the end. Look at the temperature data. Check that out. That is jacked up. Jacked up, folks. Jacked up. Somebody's called in sick because they have COVID-19 and something's going on with the models or something. Geospace magnetosphere movies are looking, I don't know, you be the judge. And if you don't see the screen share, I don't know what to tell you. It's, you have to ask yourself, is it live? Is it Memorex? Is it propaganda? Is it complete nonsense? Because, geez. The levels of propaganda, folks, I don't know if you've been tuning into the internet and mainstream news lately, but good God. Here's 4 hours of data of ground geospace magnetic perturbations during this geomagnetic excursion. Are you in a bunker? We've moved back into the tower just because we can go back to the bunker anytime we want. Next, we'll look at the GOES magnetometer, which is continuing to look spiky and continuing to look South Pole oriented. No surprise there. There's the ecliptic plane field plot, which is verifying what I've stated, how the South Pole will continue to be in charge of the current sheet, shown here in red. No, hey, none of that. No, none of that. I will take my pen and state that while it is mightier than the sword, thou shalt carry both, and not be a fool. Next, line of sight field plot. And you can see that sunspot rotating in. It's delightful as it is activity. It is cycle 25, which began about exactly when we stated that it would begin, someplace like August or September of 2019. So that's good stuff, and all the forecasts are coming out exactly as expected. Relativistic electrons are back up to moderate to high levels, and the GOES electron flux pretty much did exactly what we forecasted. Slightly higher warning levels yesterday. I'm sure you saw some GPS errors, especially if you were around the equator at noon. And we see it dipping off today. I don't know what's up with that, but I'm expecting this to be at even higher levels today. And for you new viewers, the N's and M's stand for midnight and noon time, local time for the satellite. Kind of important. Next, we'll look at the ionosphere, as we do most days. For all of you earthquake trackers, satellite trackers, and geomagnetic physics, geophysics nerds, you got to know what it's doing. And honestly, it's looking pretty wobbly. It's a bit sketchy looking. Not super weird, but I don't know. If you can't see the screen share, I don't know what to tell you. We don't screen share to YouTube. Occasionally we will do it, but it will be a rarity in live streaming. Next, we're at windy.com looking at the pressure maps, and I'm going to let that advance as we do most days. And thanks for leaving comments, everybody. I am able to see them, believe it or not. And I apologize for putting my hand in front of the lens. There we go. Again, if there's anything you'd like us to cover in the regular daily space weather video in the format that you're used to, just leave a comment and perhaps it'll be in the video. Anyway, we've let that advance really far because I was talking to viewers. Here's where things will be at Saturday 4 p.m. my time. Let's move on before we become old and gray. Not that there's anything wrong with that. And now we're looking at earthquakes. It looks like the largest earthquake of the past 24 was in a 5 magnitude range, something like a 5.2 in Central America. We're just scrolling up the list here, scrolling up the list. Don't tell idiots the truth, or idiots will be pissed. while we're scrolling up the list. And there's a deep quake. It's a 5.2 magnitude. Near the northern Mariana Islands, not to be confused with marinara sauce. Here's a 4.4 at Vanuatu, also at depth. That's 246 kilometers beneath the surface of the sea. Here's another deep one at East Timor. It's nearly 400 kilometers, depth at a 5.2 magnitude. And that's the biggest quake of the past 24, I think. A 5.2 magnitude at nearly 400 kilometers. Pretty much there is a continued earthquake drought going on, really. And check it out. Here's an earthquake in Utah at negative half a kilometer. In other words, half a kilometer above sea level. There's the location of that, which is right on Middle Mountain, just adjacent to the Upper Joes Valley, northwest of East Mountain. Anyway, there's the location. And again, if you're not able to see what I'm screen sharing here, head to twitch.tv smAsho, and you'll be able to see what we're streaming live because the platform is so good. It looks like we have a lot of quakes, just no big ones. And a few deep ones. So there's that Utah quake. That one came in at 22:38 yesterday, Universal Time. So continuing up the list here, there's a deep one at Afghanistan. We've seen a few of those over the past couple of weeks. Let me just scroll up the list. There's a 4.2 at Chile. Western South America is a good candidate for a large quake, as deep quakes have been hitting there for the entire year of 2020 and most of 2019. And we're just scrolling, and talking about how we're not making any cosmology segment videos, not special videos at least, until the pandemic ends, because there's far too much work, far too little time, and far too little funding to do so. So we're here to say ixnay on @they, and let's see if anybody's viewing on Twitch. Leave a comment if you are on Twitch, and let's talk about propaganda from the Swiss Propaganda Research Organization, swprs.org. Facts about you-know-what. And I'm not going to say the word, but we've updated smAsho.com/forum to include the latest information from this. As once again, I would note that cases are not increasing exponentially. Testing is increasing exponentially. An indication that what I've been saying for weeks and indeed months is that there are many, 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 many more cases than reported by anybody, because most people experience slim to zero symptoms. So why don't you know all about hydroxychloroquine? Do you know about hydroxychloroquine? Were you aware that a vaccine has been announced already by Pennsylvania University doctors? Well, one's already developed, and it's just about to go into human testing, so cheers. We've updated smAsho.com/forums section about this matter. And there's a visualization of the number of cases and the number of testing. I mean, number of tests, number of cases. So, yeah, cheers. And yes, thanks so much for leaving comments. By the way, if there's anything you'd like to see featured in the daily space or their videos, just leave a comment. And by the way, you can use this as a companion video as well. And most importantly, a new term has been coined, and being on the cutting edge of things like etymology, which is the meaning of words. And when somebody says that's an etymological argument, that means that, hey, the etymology is the meaning of the word, which is an important argument to have, especially when people don't understand the definition of the word. So let's do a definition. COVIDIOT, relating to the COVID-19 2020 panic. Someone who ignores the warnings regarding public health or safety. A person who hoards goods, denying them from their neighbors. Did you see that COVIDIOT with 300 rolls of toilet paper in his basket? That COVIDIOT is hugging everyone she sees. You get the idea. It's all there on smAsho.com/forum. As well as information about that molecule. As well as information about UV light. Yes, the sun kills SARS-CoV-2. The sun kills SARS-CoV-2. But also the kind of UV lights that you see in industrial areas. We have those in these places. Those UV lights you see in factory entrances and stuff. That's there for a reason. Check out silver prices. Still below 15 bucks an ounce. As it looks like there is some support at around 15 bucks an ounce currently. However, the silver to gold ratio is still ridiculous. Total confirmed cases have just passed 1 million. And while it may be advantageous for you to live life in a
cocoon,
I won't be doing so, because while I have the option, I will not exercise it. So, ixnay. I know if you're viewing on YouTube, you're like, what the hell is he doing? Ixnay. The pen is mightier than the sword, so carry both. And don't be a fool. And spike that no, yes, no, yes. Get it? Let's look at volcanoes. Abico, producing a 6,000-foot ash plume. Also, same deal, 6,000-foot ash plume. Merapi, 20,000-foot ash plume down there in central Java, Indonesia. Dakono, continuous emissions, 7,000-foot plume there. Mount Yasur, son of a beehive, no plume identifiable. Don't build a campsite right next to the caldera. It could murder you. I guess it's not really murder if it's a mountain killing you. Popocatépetl, still exploding, 19,000-foot plume there. And on my bucket list, gotta go visit Popocatépetl someday. Perhaps after drugs are legalized, all of them. Revenador exploding, 16,000-foot ash plume there. Sabancaya, unable to detect. Don't try to pole vault it or walk a tightrope. And Nevados de Chilean exploding, 14,000-foot ash plume there. Next, we're looking at the jet streams. And we're going to... I had a request. And there you go. I'm going to leave it on the screen. There is a jet stream. It should be clear, non-rainy days today over the UK. Shout out to Adam Marks, a.k.a. Marksy, a.k.a. Happy M. The Skilled Fraternity Crew. The Death Dealers. Diogo Fonseca. Tom DePrinz. And all of our other gaming pals. Anyway, there's the the jet stream over UK. Here's the jet stream over the rest of the West. It's all available at nullschool.net. And here are the jet streams over the East. Don't have a boner over it. You could break your cartilage. Do not damage your cartilage in a boner accident. Next, we're going to look at water vapor maps. There is the ever-popular Europe and Africa. Here is the Far East and Oceania. Look at the dry air over the central Indian Ocean. That is some dry air. Check it out. That is drier than your mammy's pelt after 6 days alone with no water in the Gobi Desert. Next, we'll look at the U.S. water vapor map. And it appears that a Borg sphere may be flying across the screen. You can kind of see this path. Please inform Mr. MBB333 that we've discovered a Borg sphere flying in between the NASA GOES satellite and the Earth. He may be interested in that. As I know, craft are very important. And let's look at Oklahoma. Check it out. We got push me pull you situation going on in the atmosphere down there. And geez, that is quite the sudden cloud nucleation happening. And I'm just trying to get to the comments here on the YouTube. Bear with me, everybody. I have to understand what the comments mean in order to respond to them. So, yes, crush like bug, exactly. You do COVID-19, a big crush like bug. Every other bug, ancestor crush like bug. Offspring crush like bug. Everyone crush like bug. Exactly. And, yeah, stay in unless you're going to crush like bug. Next, we'll look at the U.S. water vapor map to see what that cloud nucleation is doing over Oklahoma, and it's not doing very much. I moved it down so you can see the date stamps. Or up, rather. And you can see some anomalies there in the data. I like the way all the snow suddenly turns to rain. Looks like a failure. Somebody forgot to turn a dial on the Doppler radars there or something. Whoops! It's snow. Whoops! Now it's rain. All right, whatever. Lightningmaps.org is indicating that there indeed is some lightning over places like Wichita Falls. Shout out to Wichita Falls, Iowa Park. Electra, Vernage. Vernage. Not Vernage. That's not a thing. Quanah. And for those of you who enjoy the sound effects, see, that's what happens when I vanish. And yeah, I'm giving too much insight into how the videos are made now. Burke Burnett. There's thunder rolling in. Anyway, check out lightningmaps.org if you haven't done so. Next time you hear thunder overhead, scare the natives by forecasting. Not thunder. Yeah, when you see thunder induced by taking hallucinogens and you hear lightning, you see thunder and you hear lightning. Never mind. Hey, Smash team. Thanks for tuning in to the Smash stream. We did record it live. It was on twitch.tv/smashamash, as well as on YouTube. It's a companion video. Thanks, patrons. Don't fret, patrons. We are putting all the posts into public mode for the entire month of April. So don't fret. It's an indication that things are advancing. And thanks for being associate and or assistant producers of the content. We're also on Subscribestar, and we won't get into the details of that, but there are details. Lastly, we're going to look at Sunspot 2759, real up close like, on the intensitygram view. And that trailing umbra has actually diminished. So overall, I'd say this thing is degrading in power and intensity. And overall, over the past 48 hours, the likelihood of large flares has decreased. Also, that plasma plume has kind of collapsed. The likelihood of anything like coronal mass ejections facing the Earth is now lower also. So there you go. There's my analysis. And there are the fields. And you can see they look weaker than they did yesterday. So it's a cycle 25 sunspot. It's pretty small. It's degrading. And let's look at one more view here. How about, we haven't seen this one for quite a while. It's the what the heck is it? 335 angstroms. It's a nice soothing blue color. So thanks everybody for tuning in. Again, view the video in the other location if you haven't viewed it in this one. If you're on a desktop PC or maybe even a smartphone that can show you two things at the same time, you could sync them. I don't know how you can do it. Deal with it. And yeah, don't forget to press like and subscribe. Ricky, let us know about your pole vaulting. Please maybe get a video of that pole vault attempt, especially if you do it over a volcanic caldera. But please don't do it over a volcanic caldera. Remember, stare at the sun, don't drink. If you do drink, don't drive. And since it'll never be now again, may the solar wind be at your back and the atherosclerosis absent from your veins.